Well, I guess silver didn't get the memo on what the schedule was. It decided it was going to do something amazing today. So it was up 6% today. Gold was up 1.75 according to this chart here. But anyways, we're over $19 for silver now. Do you trust me yet where I said we're not going backwards, we're only going forwards? This is amazing. I'm still waiting for 1600 for gold though. It's just playing around here. I went and looked at this back 30 days and we were up to 1540. We had touched it a week or so ago, and today we busted past that. So I think that was some kind of resistance, and we're now off to the races. So anyways, I thought let's go back and look at the 6-month data here, just so you can remember where we've been. We were below 1300 at the end of May, or $300 for gold. Silver at the end of May was 1450 or something, it looks like, and we're now 19 bucks. Incredible. All right, well, I've been doing a little bit of work here, so let's go look at what we got. So I went ahead and updated the table that I had done the day before, and I went ahead and added 19 in for today. This dropped the gold silver ratio. Actually, it's 1550 or something. I'm just keeping the 1500 we have here, but we are around 80. When I look at the chart, you can just barely see this little blip here. It's going to take a little bit to really change this, so we'll just have to wait and see if this thing starts marching up. But we got a little blip, and we'll wait and see when the next one comes in, but it could be changing the slope here for silver. We're still waiting for gold, so just wanted to show you that that was updated, and we'll just keep, every time we get a movement, we'll update it. But I'm only going to do when we do substantial, like $100 for gold, or $1 for silver. This is a royal pain in the butt, and I hope you appreciate this, but I went ahead and started back in 2018 when GDX was down to one of the lowest points, and I started at $18, and then I followed it all the way up to where it's at $30 now. And then I was able to capture the elapsed days like I did before, and then I just did an average of this, and it was 35 days. And so I said, let's go ahead and plot this out, and we'll see, how long it takes all the way through. Actually, it's nearly 2022. And then I did SIL. So this is the large gold miners, and then this is the large silver miners. And I did the same thing. It just so happened silver really didn't do anything until May this year. And so we have an average, say a little bit over 11 days. And so I was able to plot that out. And then I just combined both the tables together like I did before, and I ended up with a plot like this. Now this particular plot is different than what we saw with the gold plot, gold and silver plot. You notice the slope is different for SIL. It has a more of a slope than the GDX does. And again, this has a little more data, but we'll have to wait and see how this performs. But it looks like both of these are going to hit a 3x at the same time, and it's going to be about towards the end of next year unless we get some significant jumps. These are not performing yet. The miners are not performing yet the way they should. And I'll show you this chart. Okay, so here's a chart for the last 3 months, and it combined ETF gold, ETF silver, large gold miners, large silver miners, just junior gold miners, and junior silver miners, and they're all on the same chart. So right here over the last 3 months, gold is at 16.5%, silver's at 23.65. SIL, which is the large silver miners, it's at 29.27. GDX and GDXJ look like they're tied here around 32-33%. And then you have the junior silver miners are up 43%. So these have not separated out exactly the way they should yet, because GDX should be, actually GDX is double gold, but it looks like SIL is not double silver yet, because there's 29 and this is 23. But the juniors are way up there, but the juniors should be 3 to 4 times. So anyways, I keep an eye on this, and this is another view of data that's interesting. All right, so I made the same step chart, and I've shown this before, but this is an updated chart now for today. I tell you, this tracks very closely to what gold was. So this is the large gold miners, and you can see June 3rd to June 20th, we had 17 days, and then we had June 20th to July 16th was 26 days. This one, I didn't count this jump because it came back down and kind of reset, so I've kind of combined these two together. And this ended up 37 days, just like gold had done. We have another jump that was August 22nd to we don't know when. When is this thing going to go? I don't know. This is almost like a half step versus what we had seen before. And so I've got listed here, this is like $20 and then $25 and $30. That's the green dashed lines. So we're just waiting for this slope to really take off. It's not doing it yet. People aren't in the miners, and maybe they just don't know like they used to. Or actually, the interview we were watching today, he was saying that a lot of the fund managers are waiting for this to really do something because they got burnt so bad. So they're going to sit on the sideline until this gets going really good. So we may see a snap yet, but it's just not ready yet. And then here's SIL. So we have, again, similar steps. I changed these to silver color to match silver. And you can see the same amount of time, but this is really taking some bigger steps now. And we'll have to see how this, I think we had a 7% increase on the silver miner today, but it really should have been like 14. I'll show you in a minute. But anyways, I'm watching this, and so this was like 22, 25, and 30, same range. We'll just watch and see. So let's go look at the actual miner performance now. I have to talk about this chart one more time because this still causes confusion to some folks. Right now, silver was 43% on this chart. And what the point I was trying to make is that the large silver miners was 4 times the silver increase. But if we're projecting that silver is going to go up 4 times based on in a couple years, the increase that we're plotting out, that means that this is actually going to be 16 times increase because of this factor. This is already 4 times, but if this was 4 times, this would be 16 times. If this was 4 times, this would be 24 times. If this was 4 times, that would be 40 times. So I hope that clears that up because I might have gone a little too fast and a couple people didn't quite get this. But the idea is just there's a multiplication factor that's occurring here. And this was a short run of the miners so we could see how it was going to behave. And I assume that we're going to get similar performance. It's just not working out just yet. All right, so here's the performance today. So this one up here is Duty's portfolio, and it's showing that it was up 3.53% today. And it looks like the gold, was up, a couple percent. I probably should break this into 2 pieces. And then the silver, we had one silver jump 14.71, but the rest of them were 3-4%. Again, you would have thought these would have gone much higher considering silver was up 6%. So then over here was my portfolio, and I still don't have this balanced exactly right, but it's getting closer and closer. So I think this is going to start coming out pretty close. But I had 3.43% return where he was 3.53. Our ETF portfolio was up 2.47%. So for an $18,500, portfolio, it was up $662. Now it's actually grown since May 30th. I forget what date we had set this up. I think it was the 30th. And this thing has grown $8,900. I mean, mine since August 22nd when I started using duties, I'm up 12,000, but I have a larger portfolio. Mine's about, almost 4 times this size. But duty is up $13,000 over since May 30th, and this one's up 9,000. So it's just about doubling, the performance of the ETF, which again, You know, the ETFs are kind of a lazy portfolio. Keep in mind that you're getting in each one of these things like 40 individual stocks, and most of you should know now microcap stocks are garbage. The rest are, excellent, and so you get an average. Now, Duty is off trying to select the best of the best, and so the portfolio should outperform significantly over time. Right now, you shouldn't be sneezing at the fact that this thing is up 48%. That's huge in just 3 months. So I want you to realize that, the ETF is a very good way to go. If you don't have a way to get intelligence on what to invest, I'm telling you, you need to stick with the ETFs. You're just not going to be able to figure out and know, these stocks, they're not good forever. Even AG, somebody's got to watch that like a hawk, and you just can't look at performance. You got to understand the underlying business and how it's performing. So here's the stock market performance. I keep trying to explain that we are getting this tremendous leverage against the stock market. Here's the stock market. It was down basically 1%. And between gold and silver setup, we were up 2.5%. So that's a 3.5% difference between the two. And this is just going to continue to magnify. Now, I noticed something else in this chart here today. One thing I noticed is, the other day we talked about like a triple head on one of those, I think it was copper. Notice the S&P 500, there's a triple head here, and then boom, it's down. Well, I'm seeing a similar thing here. There's one head, two head, and we're in the third head now. How long is that going to take? And then are we going to see the collapse? This was a massive collapse last year, and I'm curious if we're going to see the same thing. But today, consumer staples was up barely. It held its own. Real estate is actually up 1%, and utilities was up 1.26%. Tangible asset down here holding up well, but the rest of these things were all negative. All right, I thought we ought to go ahead and cover platinum. We haven't talked about it in a while, but this chart over here on the side, this is kind of small here, but for 30 days, platinum is up $118 or 14%. For 6 months, it's up $104 or 12%, but over the last year, which is when I bought mine about a year ago, it's up 22%. So we definitely are starting to get a stealth run over the last 30 days. And here's what the chart looks like just today, 930 to 960. So that's $30 just today. When you look down here, let's click on, all right, so you can see about a year ago we were at 780. And now we're shooting all the way up to 960 already. So this doesn't include today's price. So anyways, platinum's breaking out. You can see we now have busted above the 900 previously. And I had been watching this because it seemed like we'd get up to that and then come down. So this is it wouldn't surprise me if this comes back down, but this is showing higher highs and even higher lows. That's what you want to see in a trend. And this is showing going back 5 years, it was at 1400, but I could have sworn you go a little farther than that, it was up to 2200. So we'll see what happens, but platinum is on the move, and we'll have to see how it works out. All right, I wanted to show you one more thing. So this is my physical holdings and how they're the returns that we're getting so far. And so gold, we had 164,000 basis, and I've got a 34,000 gain, and so it's up to almost 200,000 already for a 20% total return for gold. Now remember, when you buy gold, you only have about a 5% premium, and I bought in actually very large quantities, and so it was probably about a 3% premium. Platinum, I've got a 9.4% return. Now platinum had about a 10% premium, and then silver has a 16% return, but remember, silver has typically around a 20% premium, but because of the quantities I bought, I might have got down about 13%. I'll have to go back and look. I can't remember off the top of my head. But in any event, silver's actually run up quite a bit more, but when you're buying the physical, those premiums kill you on this, and that's why this has not gone up as far as it really could have because of the premiums. And that's what the basis contains in here. But overall, the portfolio is up 18.2%. Ignore this because I got a problem in my minor stuff I got to go fix. But my overall portfolio for physical metals is up 18.2%. And that's nothing to sneeze at. So there's $54,000 that's up. We'll have to see how this continues, but the silver's finally starting to move out. It wasn't that long ago we were sitting negative, and now we're up 16%. So this is starting to work. And my basis was like $18, but because I bought Eagles, I actually get higher than spot when I sell, so you get to factor that in your sell price. All right, I just wanted to catch you up on that. So that's my platinum is starting to do something, the silver's starting to do something, and we just need to get gold back moving again because it's stalled out. All right, I hope everybody's treating you well. I hope you're doing well. Do the best you can. God bless.